Hi, I'm Meera Allen with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. It has been a while since I've caught up with you all. Now, Taurus full moon, let's get straight into it. I want to get these times correct. So, we have 12:45 p.m. on the 24th for New York in the middle of the day. We've got 5:45 p.m. on the 24th for London for this full moon in Taurus. We've got 2:45 a.m. on the 25th for Brisbane, Australia. Now, this full moon in Taurus, we've got Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Taurus. It hasn't been an easy month. We've got Venus in retrograde. We've got, all in all, a lot of transformation, a lot of change, a lot of looking at the Taurean way of I want to get to this destination, I want to get to this goal, I want to go toward it. But there's all these things that are happening sideways that are distracting us from it. We can have massive amounts of tiredness, washes of sleepiness, massive amounts of delirium. We could have been called to shift. I've recently moved. This is my new space. So much has changed around us at the moment. It has almost felt like time has sped up and it's hard to keep up. Now, that doesn't feel like Taurean energy at all, because Taurus is so grounded and it's so earthy and it's so sensual, and it's the food we eat, it's our pleasure, it's sexuality, it's sensuality, it's feeling. There is that aspect that we have, that we go, yeah, I want to look at that aspect, and I want to enjoy that aspect as well of myself, and be in that, and slow down in that, and feel the wildness of that. Also connecting into where we're looking at our animal totems and animal spirits, and what animals are around us that are showing us and teaching us, because they're so sensitive. So then we've got this shift where the sun has gone from Libra, from that air sign, into the deepest water sign. So it's all going to come out. All those things in our deepest fears, the deepest waters, all that stuff that's sitting underneath, that stuff that's running around inside our mind and our subconscious. Now's the time for it to come up and clear. Coupled with this Venus retrograde, what does that mean for you? You know, when Venus is appearing to go backwards as the earth is spinning around and it looks like Venus is slowing down and going retrograde, in that period, it's when the planet of love, the planet of relationships, can make you rehash things from the past, as it's in that rehashing of everything that we felt, the dynamics we've played out, the conditioning that we've grown up with, the way that we used to have patterns of love and heart and emotion and behavior. All of that is coming up right now. And because it's not a lighthearted kind of way, it's kind of like the deep-seated stuff that's coming up. Death is a big thing right now as well. It's the death of the self, the death of the ego, the death of attachment, the death of even the physical death of souls leaving the planet. So we've also got to look at life, death, the scorpionic, think of that, life and death. The animal spirits, the Taurean part around us, our animal totems, and what we're noticing about that. Our deepest and darkest fears that we're transforming, transmuting, and we're shifting. Movement and the ability to be in that flow. It's an intense time. You might also be having intuitive things where you just download things and you just need to sleep and rest. Be like the bull, take rest. I myself have done a cleanse. So maybe even think about what you're drinking, what you're eating, a little bit more observant, how you're relating, all those relationships, what's come up that's easy for you, what's become a little bit of a roadblock, where do you have patterns in that? It's a really interesting time. You know, a lot of full moons, it's like, yes, go out and dance. There is that aspect. Go out, dance, enjoy good food, good company. It is Taurus after all. Full moon in Taurus. It is also about the senses. What do we enjoy with the five senses? You know, beautiful clothing, the textiles, the fabrics, the colors, the richness, the earthy colors, the root vegetables like sweet potatoes, beetroot, and really looking at the colors and sensing the smell of your food and communing with that food in a process of it. So how do we enjoy the journey of all this, even though we still have that goal, that destination, that vision of what we want to get to? And it's like, is it ever going to come? That's when our acceptance and the earthiness of that Taurian patience comes in. But the Scorpio doesn't let us off lightly. It can be pretty intense. Go with the intensity. It can be about speaking up. It can be about just those little things that you think, oh yeah, I've been attached to that for a little while. Maybe it's time to let it go. Maybe it's a complete belief system that's getting uprooted in those deep, dark waters of Scorpio, and then it's being pulled out, determined like a bull pulling a big ship out of the ocean. It could feel that big and that tumultuous at times. Feel it, accept it, observe it. So the difference is, instead of reaction, we go to response, the ability to respond. So we go back into our meditative space, our meditation, and our rituals that are daily practices to give us back that center. The other thing is accepting that it's not always easy and not trying to make it so. Instead, sit in the darkness of it, accept it as what it is. For me, moving house is always so tumultuous. I can't stand to move. It's one of those things, where they say death, divorce, and moving comes above all of those things. So that feeling for me, it brought up a lot of blocks. Stress and anxiety and that kind of feeling. But you have to go with it and observe it and move through it as best you can. So that's the one thing that this full moon in Taurus will give us. It'll give us a really beautiful determination to keep going forward. And that's a really important thing to keep in the back of your mind right now. Send love to those people that need it right now. They may be feeling it a little bit harder. Some of the Taureans might get very determined. People that have had goals and they're going towards things might be coming up to an apex now, and you might be coming to some seriously big decisions. And just listen to what is being amplified, and maybe it's been a long time coming. My name is Meera Allen. I hope you enjoy these moon updates. Share them with your friends if you found this helpful for yourself. Subscribe below, and thank you for this little hiatus. I've had time away. I'm back. Namaste.